other people obviously on the program, but then like we did say earlier, many apologies going out from us to you for our inability to bring to you many of our programs all morning up until this moment. It was due to some technical hitches here and there. However, we are getting ourselves right back, as you can hear us right now. And so thank you very much for staying with us on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. We are working hard to ensure that we serve you just like we said we would. Okay, so it's already 10 o'clock. We are 7 minutes into the 10 o'clock hour. And if you look, you know that it is time for Pro Bono Chambers. Okay, Pro Bono Chambers is where we go very legal and we provide you with free legal advice. Well, today will not be an exception. It's a good thing we're here and my guest is already around. So we'll go on a quick break. I'll come back and we will get down into the issue of the day. Once again, thank you for staying with us on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his second wife. One's just barely getting by. But these people raised me and I can't wait to go home. And now I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we harassment. Yes, because
Okay.
discrimination, harassment is also a form of it, where you know that for you to actually gain and be able to move up uh, with your colleagues, you have to come up with some form of sexual gratification for you to move. So that's a form of discrimination, because you know that you're not moving up because of your
Because of that,
abilities.
yeah. So
You know,
either you give
you're
it to
moving
it-
up. Yeah, you're moving up because of your
what you can
physical,
offer.
what you can offer, physically
Yeah,
speaking.
okay.
You know.
So these things actually happen, I mean, like I just cited that experience, that example of that lady that quit her job because of the salary issue. Now, in a situation like that, what does the law says? I mean, what provision is made to either protect or to help, workers get redress in situations like that?
Well, the courts have always been there as the man's last option or hope per se, like where you can actually go to and help seek redress. But even before going to court, I mean, you mustn't go to court, because I don't always advise people.
Because
when
I'm
there's
thinking
an
that
issue,
you're going to court. Who are you taking to court?
Yes, I don't.
Is it perhaps an individual that you see to be blocking your chances, so to speak, or the organization?
It's the organization, because of the fact that the organization would be
but won't you at least
vicariously liable
Okay.
for whatever an employee does.
But won't you at least try to talk?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I was where I was headed before. Like, I wouldn't always advise people to just go to court when they're being wrong.
Not all of us even have the money to go to court.
Exactly, it's not so expensive though.
Okay.
But I wouldn't advise people, like, people should always seek alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. You could even start by meeting the person face to face and discussing it with the person. Like, sir, please, I'm not happy with this, with the fact that I know that you're a Christian, and I know that
you want to play the religion.
I know that you're a Christian. I know that others are, and I'm the only Muslim here, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't be promoted. When we all came in and we all put in the same amount of work, energy, and all. So you can talk to the person.
In all honesty,
yes.
In the Nigerian situation, workplace and all that, how many people can really walk up to their employer and discuss things like this? Do they make it look like it's something you can do? Many of us are.
When you know your employer's cup is full, then you can do it.
Because, I mean, to start with, the thought of going and to start this kind of discussion, especially if you want to point to him or her that the blame somehow is on them, like, why is this happening? You're not getting what you feel you deserve. How easy is it?
First of all, you have to make sure that you're being discriminated upon. That's the number one thing you have to do. Otherwise, you might just find yourself, in a situation where you are not being unfairly prejudiced, and due to your own paranoia, you now start laying allegations and sowing a bad seed in the organization, and you find yourself out due to your own,
So an individual need to be sure
you have
that
to
this
be sure
indeed
that,
is
yes.
discrimination.
So if you've been wronged, that the first question that should avert your mind is why? Why me? What did I do?
Okay, so if you've been able to talk with them and their response is negative, where else do you go to? Well,
if they tell you, well, they're not happy with you due to certain reasons, and you are not, because I'm sure they'll always come up with cogent reasons why you were being unfairly treated. And if you think that the reason wasn't satisfactory, then you can write them, put it in writing, and tell them these are the steps you're going to take. Most likely it would get you fired. Yes, but
and because of that, many of us will just sit back and endure
but I think people, in as much as job security is really important, especially in a society where our unemployment rate is and the double digits, you should, as much as possible, make sure that you're not being unfairly treated in the workplace. So, but I wouldn't subscribe to going to court, except as a last resort. As a last resort, yes. But you should talk to them, bring up the issue with your bosses. If there's someone that you think would has a listening ear, talk to him, see how they could use their internal dispute resolution mechanisms to resolve it, or at least make sure that next time it doesn't happen or repeat itself. Because it's not just because of you, it's because if you leave it, it will be a systematic thing.
Yeah. Many people will have to undergo
many people will be
thing.
undergo the same thing. And you might find yourself at the top tomorrow at a point, and yet you won't be able to resolve the issue because you condoned it till you got to the top. So you just tell the person, that's how it is, or you just have to
so
endure
your advice
and earn
is
salary.
for us to speak out. Speak about
out,
it.
yes.
Okay, we'll get back to that. In the meantime, it's still Pro Bono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. If you are just joining us, we are looking at discrimination and prejudice at the workplace. If you think and subsequently believe that you're going through that currently at the workplace, you can call in and let us know what the situation is like. I'm very sure the barrister will give you an advice on what to do. Or if you also have questions that are not necessarily related to our focus for this morning, that's why it's pro bono. You get to ask all questions that are legal. Yeah, not in the legal world, legal terms and all that. You get to call in and we'll provide you with free advice. So call the number 081 8999 1011. That's 081 8999 1011. It's Pro Bono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Calling with your questions and concerns on any legal matter at all, and we'll give you answers to that. Let's see who's here. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
My name is Blessing, calling from Opako.
Messi or Blessing?
Yes, I'm calling from Opako.
Okay, go ahead.
Please, I don't understand where people are going. I'm just opening my phone and hearing the message.
Okay, then you have to listen in again. Perhaps you will understand, okay? Just listen in a little more.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling. That's what you really should do. Just listen. When you understand it, you can call in and ask a question. And I just, gave us an idea of what we're talking about. It's Pro Bono Chambers. If you've been following, you know what Pro Bono Chambers is all about. And if you have not been following as well, I said on the program Pro Bono Chambers, there's a lawyer. We have a barrister here, Barrister Chinedumba, and we provide free legal advice. Meaning, if you have any legal matter, whether it's about landlord issues, it's about some sort of contract you got into with someone and the person is trying to defraud you, anything that you just know you may need a lawyer to put hand in it or anything, you don't know what to do, just call in and ask and we'll give you, all the answers. Just tell us the scenario, tell us the story, and we'll find answers for you. That's what happens on Pro Bono Chambers, okay? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning to you. Welcome. I didn't get your name, sir.
Hello.
What did you say your name is?
My name is Edwin.
Edwin.
Yeah, Mr. Edwin.
All right, Mr. Edwin, please go ahead.
Although I was trying to call for during the program, but I couldn't get it, so I want you to help me send me a Karamaka number.
I should do what for you?
If you can help me, Akalamaka number, that's my number.
Well, I cannot do that right now. Just keep listening for when he comes on air.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, then. Thank you so much. They all seem to be missing something that I do not understand, but don't worry. He may be coming on air later on or tomorrow, so just hang in there. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Pro Bono Chambers. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Jabi.
Okay, Emmanuel, welcome.
Yes. How was your ex-spouse?
Sorry?
I said, how was your ex-spouse?
Oh, well, thank God everything is good.
All right. I have a complaint about former NEPA and now AEDC also.
Okay.
Yeah. What really happened was,
you know, I wanted to suggest perhaps you could wait till like Wednesday, but Wednesday seemed to be like a bit far because on the Brekete Family Show they focus on that a lot.
But I
Sorry?
think you said if you have any complaint, you should bring it up so that the lawyer there will
Yes,
not
I did say
Ruth,
that.
I think we should,
Okay, so just go ahead.
Listen to him, please.
It's like you're not trying to put us in. I don't know. Now you're telling me not to hold on to Wednesday. So where do I belong to now?
Okay, I just said you should go ahead now, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, this is my complaint. When I built my house, I registered it with NEPA. And then they brought a bill with my name and a different surname. So when I got there, I told them I'm not going to pay because it's not my name. I mean, it's not my surname. They told me it was a computer error. So they persuaded me. I paid into that account. My surname is Ike, and what I saw there was Ike, which is not the same. I told them, and then I was asked to pay into that account. I paid, and then the next month they now brought the original bill. Now I was expecting the money I paid in the other account, which they said it was computer error, to reflect on this one, which is the real name now. Nothing was done. And then they kept bringing bill, which I went to pay. Then after some time, they no longer brought bills again. For some time. Now, the bill now accumulates to some amount. And then when I went to their office to make inquiry, they said it was not my fault, that it is the fault of the something distributor, those guys that used to distribute bills. Now, my bill has accumulated up to about 100 and something plus, which each time they bring, I go to pay. Now, I went there the other time, they said I should come and pay some money so that they will waive out some amount of money. But the reason why I refused to pay was there's no receipt. They said I should pay 20,000, but there will be no receipt. Now, if I pay this 20,000 and there is no receipt, in case they come back, how do I lay a claim while I don't have a receipt? Now, the problem is they keep bringing bills, and the thing has accumulated to a point where I no longer want to pay the bills again. What happened? What will I do?
Have you been given receipts for the previous payments you've made?
Yes, I have all those ones at home.
Okay, it's just for this 20,000 that they do not want to offer receipt.
Yes. The one they said I should come and pay the 20,000, that they will now do a waiver.
Okay.
Which I know that if I pay without a receipt, in case anything comes up tomorrow, I can't claim the 20,000 back. So what do I do?
Okay, thank you very much. I listened to your complaint, and first and foremost, I will advise you, any payment you're making in respect of your electricity bill has to be receipted. You know, because the receipt is an official document from AEDC saying that they received your money, a certain amount, with a date for a certain period of time for the electricity supply to you. So if you don't have that, then it's as good as you not even having made any payment in the first place. So whatever payment you make sure that it's receipted. If they want to come up with some form of a payment plan with you, they can put it in writing. They can make it official. You know, maybe when you moved in, there were issues you were going through, or there were issues with the amount which they were billing you, and they say, okay, we can give you some discount, which is okay, but it has to be official. A receipt is an official document.
So now is he going to insist on the... the receipt for this
Of
one.
of course. Any payment you make, any payment whoever makes has to be receipted. That's number one. And then the issue of his surname being misspelled or incorrect, totally incorrect. He can also put that in writing. About a month or so, I was here where I discussed issues of consumers go through with AEDC power distribution companies, basically speaking. And I also discussed the dispute resolution mechanisms. I mean, every distribution company has a customer service unit, so he should identify the closest one to him, go there and lay a formal complaint. Formal means put it in writing. I always advise people, put documents, your complaint in writing, so that you can trace it. You know, so that you can make reference
so
to
you
it
should
in
make
the
like
future.
photocopies of all the receipts so far,
All the receipts,
every transaction, and then put them in writing and
the
go
amount
to
he made, the name he used to register
how it all started.
to get his meter and everything,
Yeah.
and send it to them.
Okay.
You know, together with his complaint. And you know that, like I said, if I discussed the last time, looking at the AEDC dispute resolution mechanism, once you make a formal complaint, it's in writing, and they see that, okay, yes, you're a legal consumer, because there are illegal consumers.
Yes.
Once you're a legal consumer, they won't cut your line. They have to actually attend to your complaint within a certain period of time. Otherwise, you can move to the next step, and then before, you know, finally, you know, if you feel that you're not getting what you want, you can seek redress in court. So
that's what he should do now.
He shouldn't pay them 20,000 if there's no receipt. Otherwise, there'll be no evidence of payment. Then whatever complaint he has, both that of his surname not being correctly spelled or correct, totally correct, he should put it in writing. He should attach his ID and other documents he has, and send it to the customer complaints unit closest to him. And I'm sure they will deal with it.
Okay.
They'll take care of it. Yeah.
All right. I hope that will answer. So finally, we're wrapping things up now. We're still discussing on the discrimination and prejudice issue. I think at this point we should be at the court now, because you said, I mean, after talking to the organization, and if no positive response is coming, where else do you go to? What else should you do?
Okay, well, we have a specialized court, because which is a creation of the Constitution. That's the National Industrial Court. It's a court that specializes in employer and employee related disputes.
Okay.
Yes. So if you're being unfairly treated, or you've been sacked, you know, you are unfairly sacked, your employment was unfairly, you know, terminated, or any dispute you have, issue you have regarding your employment, then you can actually go and lay a complaint at the National Industrial Court. Yes.
All right. So that would be like the last resort.
Well, that's, you know, it's at least it will be your last resort in the sense that, yes, the court will now adjudicate on it, and whatever decision they come up with, whether it's that they should reabsorb you, they have to, you know, obey the courts, although it's still subject to the rights of appeal and other things, the rights of appeal. But yes, so they once it's an employer-employee matter, then they have, you know, the right to seek redress in court, particularly National Industrial Court. If it's something that touches on the fundamental human rights, then, you know, we also have the Fundamental Human Rights Enforcement Procedure Rules, which is a provision of Section 46 of the Constitution as amended. Yes, so yes, you can always seek redress, no matter how big or powerful your employer looks or seems.
All right, then it's good to know though that even at the workplace, our rights are also being protected.
Yes.
And interestingly, so this is Human Rights Radio, so would not hesitate to give you all the information that you need to know about anything that has to do with your rights. Thanks very much, Barrister Chinidumba, for being on Pro Bono Chambers today.
Thank you, Ruth, for inviting me.
All right. And many thanks to those who listened in and those who called in as well. Unfortunately, we cannot pick any more calls because it's about the time that we have for Pro Bono Chambers. But God willing, we'll make a return tomorrow, which will be Friday, for another interesting edition. Do stay with us right here on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. More of our programming is coming your way.